So welcome to video number 3 of the urban chicken man or the backyard farmer or the urban farmer. We're not exactly sure what we're going to call ourselves just yet. But anyway, so video 3 is still dealing with how to raise chickens in your home. And one of the biggest problems you have with chicks is that they get a disease called coccidiosis. So coccidiosis, for the scientific among you, is a protozoa that attaches itself into the intestinal wall of the chicken. When the protozoa attaches itself to the chicken, it infects the feces of the chicken, which of course chickens have a tendency to poop in their own food. So then it in turn infects the rest of the chickens that are in the group, in the herd, in the pecking order, let's say. So we had a girl a few days ago that we caught with coccidiosis. It doesn't look like any of our other chickens have that. But right now I'm going to interject a couple pictures of what their feces looks like. It's basically a thick black sludge. That's about all you can say about it. It's very sticky. It's very, it's just thick and black. So if you start seeing your chicks have this thick black sludge that I have on the screen right now, then you want to start treating them. And the way you treat them is twofold. First of all, you should be feeding your chicks medicated feed anyway, and I'll show you here what we feed ours. There's a chick starter feed that, if you check, right here at the bottom it says medicated. That's medicated for all sorts of things, but one of the things is it kills off coccidiosis. So if you want to go organic, I don't have an organic solution for you. I have a solution that works, okay? So you want to get the medicated feed, feed the girls twice a day. You'll keep that feed up for several weeks. Anyway, so you feed them the medicated feed, and that'll keep the rest of them from getting it if you happen to get one in. I got her basically from the store that had coccidiosis already, I believe. That's the feed that they're eating right now. But let me show you what you do with the actual chick, okay? So if you look in here, this girl right here, this very, very tiny one, you know, she's smaller than all the rest. It's because she was sick for a few days and I didn't catch it. I just noticed that she was very, very tired and she wasn't really moving around. Her eyes were closed when I found her. Basically, we nursed her back to health. So two things that we did. On the rear end, because the feces get so thick, okay, it will clog up their rear end. You can see it kind of moving there. I don't think she likes being in my hands. So it'll clog this up right here, and it'll basically form a barrier where she can't go to the bathroom anymore. And of course, if you can't go to the bathroom, you don't want to eat. You don't eat, you don't gain weight. And this is a crucial time for them to gain weight. You can't just peel it off because it becomes like a scab. It attaches itself to the chicken. So what I did was I got off what I could. I brought her here into the bathroom, filled up the sink with just enough water to cover her rear end, okay? And because she was sick anyway, you know, you take advantage of that. She's not moving around, so I set her down in the water. And in the water, you don't want it to be hot. You don't want it to be cold. You want it to be just a little bit above room temperature. Remember, these girls can't really regulate their body heat very well, so getting them cold is kind of a no-no, but you got to get the scab off or she's not going to be able to eat. So you set her down in there, you let her soak for a few hours, keep an eye on her, and then you take her out to an isolation box, okay? Because we don't want her being picked on by the other chickens because of her size and how unhealthy she is at the moment. So we got her this little box my buddy Tim let me borrow. See, it's got a nice little light in there for her heat. Got a little way to feed her, little bed for her, and she stayed in here for a few days. Okay, just enough time for her to start getting her strength back. Now, one thing we also did, and if I can find the video, I'll put the video into what we're feeding you right now. One quick way to get a sick chick to feel a little better is to feed them sugar water. So you mix up about, kind of like a hummingbird. So it's usually about 1 to 3. So you have, let's say, 1 teaspoon of water, 1 teaspoon of sugar to about 3 teaspoons of water, or 1 cup to 3 cups, whatever. So about a quarter of your solution should be dissolved sugar. She took in that. Be careful though, because if you continue to feed her that, that's all they'll eat because it tastes good. It's basically dessert. So you only feed it to them a little bit to get their energy going, and then you slowly back off on the amount of sugar until they're basically on straight water, and they can start feeding on their own feed, the medicated feed. Now this girl here, I honestly didn't think she was going to make it through the night, but she seems to be doing very, very well. Now once I put her back in the flock, because she is so small, You still have to watch them. Chickens don't care about other chickens, okay? So I put her in there and they will crowd her out of the food. So once or twice a day, I'll go in there and I'll just make sure that she can eat. I'll grab some food, I'll set it up for her, and she can eat herself to try and get something in her. Anyway, so that's the basics of what to look for with coccidiosis, how to treat it, and you want to isolate and you want to give them some sugar water if they're not moving around, if they seem very lethargic, because that's about the only food they've probably had in a while. And at least they will take it. Now, real quick, she was throwing up her food, her sugar water, when I was first giving it to her. You just have to keep giving it to her. You just have to keep giving it to her. Because some of it will be absorbed and then she'll throw it up. Because remember, she has nowhere for it to go. They poop and pee out of the same hole. So it's got nowhere to go. So you've got to just keep giving her enough sugar water that it gets absorbed through the mouth and through the intestinal walls before it comes back up, in order to give her enough energy that she can start eating on her own. But again, clearing off the back end, you do that before you do anything. You've got to get the path clear in order for her to take in anything after that. And when we got that path clear, boy, she pooped a lot. So anyway, there's your intro into coccidiosis and how to take care of your chicks. So this is the urban chicken man, urban farmer, backyard farmer, or whatever the hell we decide to call ourselves. If you want to reach me through Facebook, there's a QR code there on your screen that you can scan. Just pick up your camera and it'll allow you to scan the QR code. That'll take you right to our Facebook page. And of course, obviously share, like, that kind of thing, whatever people say. Anyway, have a good day.